Hey everybody, it's Greg again. It's another edition of Unbreakable the podcast. Here we are, a brand new week. It is Monday, November 25th. What are we going to talk about today? Well, we're going to talk about that great Eagles win last night over the Rams, and I'm also going to give you a review. I saw the movie Wicked over the weekend. We're going to talk about that too. All right, so first of all, the Eagles. What a win last night, huh? 37-20 over the LA Rams. Well, everybody was saying it's going to be close, going to be close. You're out in LA, blah, blah, blah. Close by hands. No, the Eagles took over. And you know what it is? This Saquon Barkley, what a guy, huh? I, everything's changed. Everything is so different since they signed him. You know, what a great, great signing. Thank you, New York Giants. They continue to scuffle up there in New York. They're pathetic. They got destroyed by the Buccaneers yesterday. And meanwhile, they let Saquon Barkley go, and he comes to Philly, and I think he's the MVP. I don't care. Well, oh, running back's supposed to be MVP. Blah, 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 blah. Stop it. If the guy's the best player in the league, and if he is the most important player on his team, which Barkley is, then give it to him. The last running back who was MVP was Adrian Peterson in 2010. So it's been 14 years. So what? Right? And the other thing is there's not a good candidate quarterback wise that is like really, really outstanding this year. Patrick Mahomes, he's so. The Chiefs they're having a great season as always, but he's just so. Josh Allen, good for Buffalo, good. Let's see how they do next week against the 49ers, right? But I'm saying Barkley has changed the whole offense for the Eagles. And you run Barkley 26 times last night, 255 yards, and went over 300 yards, all-purpose yards receiving. I mean, the guy is just phenomenal. He is big, but to move that fast, did you see how shifty he was getting through those holes? You got to give the offensive line a lot of credit for everything those holes. But we've had holes like that before in the past. Our running backs weren't able to get through there. Barkley gets through, he moves lateral, and then he turns on the jets and he outruns the second. The guy that big who can move that fast is unique. I mean, the Rams players we would say it after the game. I never seen a running back like that before. He's in his prime. He's having a great year. Eagles are definitely going to be in the playoffs. I tell you what, the way the Eagles are looking right now, let's play the Lions. Come on, Lions, come on. Let's play the Lions. I don't care if it's in Detroit, good. I'd rather play them in Philly because, of course, you're at home in front of your home fans. But the key thing is the weather. If it's really cold outside in January, or maybe it's snowing a little bit, the Lions aren't used to that. They're not used to it. They're an indoors team. They're not used to playing outdoors. So get them outside in winter weather, and you've got even a better shot. But the Eagles, great defense. Got to give Howie a lot of credit for his first two draft picks. He solidified the second. Great running game when Saquon's not in the game. Kenneth Gainwell is he's doing good. He's doing good. We're not fumbling the ball. We're not turning the ball over like we used to. No Devontae Smith last night, and they still put up 37 points. And actually, the Rams are very susceptible to slot receivers. So I mean, everything's gelling. 7-game winning streak. A.J. Brown is happy. He's catching his share of balls. He's getting touchdowns. Jalen Hurts not turning the ball over. You got Dallas Goedert back. I mean, here's the thing about the Eagles. No real flaws. No, now, it did hurt last night. Brandon Graham tore his pec muscle, I believe. Anyway, he's out for me. That's a shame because not only is he a leader on the team, but he was playing really well too. He could still lead on the sidelines, but looks like he's out for the year. Will he come back next year? Maybe. It's not the way that he wanted to go out. Maybe he'll tune it up for his 16th year. We'll have to see. But anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. You can look at all the other contenders in the NFC, okay? And you look at the Lions. You have to. They're what, 10-1 now? Okay. They have a great offense. Great offense. They're fast. They have a solid defense, but are they the greatest defensively? No. No. The chances are you play the Lions, it's going to be a shootout. 35-31 game. Who's Seattle's in first place out west? Seattle? Come on. Yeah, the Falcons. It's another team. You get them outdoors, they're easier. What I'm saying is that the Eagles are solid offensively, solid offensive line, defensive line, secondary, linebackers are playing great. Jake Elliott looks like he's back. I mean, all facets of the game, the Eagles are solid. So, but it all goes back, because he is giving you so much that with his running ability, catches passes out of the backfield. You can't just focus on A.J. Brown yet. You can't just focus on Dallas Goedert or Devontae Smith when he's in the game. It opens up the running lanes for Jalen Hurts. Look at last night. Hurts took off and had a few good runs. Suddenly, the teams have to focus on Barkley and opens up other things. This is what's been missing in the Eagles offense and the Eagles game for years. Right? They finally put it together and said, we need a running back. It's going to open everything else up. And you see what happens. All those people who say running backs they're not important. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They might not last very long in the league, but they're important for when they are in the league. So, the Rams, they're okay, but they're 5-16. Come on. They got Puka and Cooper Kupp, and Williams is a good running back. Matthew Stafford, they're okay. They're okay. But they're not going to blow anybody's boobs, But it wasn't impressive to them to go out there and handle them like they did. This is the last plane trip the Eagles are out to go, at least for the regular season. The rest of the games on out are either home games or games they could get to by bus or train. They got Baltimore, right? They go up to New York. They go down to Washington. These are games they could get to without getting sick. And, don't forget, Eagles are 9-2, and the schedule was front-loaded with road games. Eagles are going to have a bunch of home games to close out the season. So they're 3 games up in NFC East. And I told you a long time ago, Eagles were going to win the East because that pattern is continuing. No team has won the NFC East 2 years in a row since 2004, when the Eagles did 20 freaking years ago. Dallas was a boom. Very surprised that Dallas beat Washington yesterday. What the hell is wrong with Washington? Not that I'm complaining. I mean, the Eagles are technically 2 games ahead of them, but they beat Washington, so that counts as a game. Um, there's no way Dallas should beat Washington. Dallas still sucks. Where did that come from? But you know what it is? It's the old NFC East. You never know what's going to happen. Teams are going to fight each other in the NFC East. That's the way it is. Especially when you get later in the season, gets cold. And like I said, you got a good running game, you got a solid defense, you're good to go. So, the Birds just they did what they wanted to do last night. The offensive line opened those holes for Barkley that popped them. The defense kept the Rams under wraps. You didn't hear much about Puka. You didn't hear much about Cooper Cup last night, right? He generally held those guys down. And people were thinking Rams game is going to be tougher than the Baltimore game. Well, we'll talk about the Baltimore game later in the week, but you got to give the Ravens their respect. They're going to be at home, and they're a good team. The thing about the Ravens, dude, don't forget this: their defense isn't that great, especially against the pass. If Devontae Smith comes back next week, Jalen Hurts is going to have a field day with that second game. AJ Brown's going to have a big game. Devontae Smith, Dallas got but my feeling is if you could run the ball with Saquon, do it, right? The thing with Barkley is he is so relentless, so powerful. He wears you down. By the second half, all these teams are wearing down. And he's powerful enough to break away from tackles. He's fast enough and shifty enough to elude tackles and run away from people. And look what happened in the second half last night. Typical Barkley. Had what, 2 70-yard runs last night? That's incredible. I mean, one at the beginning of the second half, and the other one was right near the end of the game. So the guy is just a machine. He's just relentless. I think it's going to be a good game. I haven't seen the line. I think there's a favorite loss next week in Baltimore. I don't know. It's going to be a tough game. I'll give you my thoughts on the Baltimore game later in it. But let's appreciate this victory. Apparently, the Eagles are back in Philly. Flew overnight to get home from LA. And savor the victory. Savor Thanksgiving, right? Until Sunday. But I tell you, these Birds, they're rolling. 9-2. Should have no problem getting the NFC East, winning the NFC East, which means that's an automatic win. You're going to get one of the top 4 seeds at least. Right now, they should be at the double 2 seed. I mean, Minnesota is 9-2 as well. They're the quietest 9-2 team you've ever seen. The Lions have to lose a couple, 1 or 2 games here before they, and they could. They still have the Bills to play. I think they still have the 49ers to play. But yeah, I mean, if we could get home field advantage, good. But the way the Eagles are playing now, if they have to go into Detroit and win the NFC Championship there, you're going to have to just do that. You're going to have to go in and kick their ass. So, that's what you got to do. But there's a lot of football. I just like the fact the Eagles are rolling and they seem to be peaking. And they're just rolling. They got all these home games coming up. Let's hope they don't just crash and burn like they did last year. This is a different team. Last year, I didn't have confidence in the defense. I didn't have confidence in those crappy coordinators. I have confidence in the defense. If anything, defense will keep you in the game. I have confidence in the offense, again, mostly because of Saquon Barkley, plus the fact that Jalen Hurts is playing. So, last year, when the Eagles were sliding there at the end of the year, you thought, I don't know how they're going to get out of it because you really weren't confident in any of the units, the offensive or the defense. So, this year's a different story. The schedule's favorable down the stretch. And just feel different, I did too. Why can't we win 13 games, right? Why not? I mean, to me, the toughest games are coming. You've got Baltimore next week. Then they come home for Carolina. That should be a winnable game. Look at Carolina, what they did with Kansas City. Actually, that wasn't such a surprise because Kansas City, if you follow them this year, they're not what they used to be. But Kansas City is playing down to their competition. They've always done. And they don't blow people away like they used to. Of course, the offense isn't as powerful as it was back when they had Tyreek Hill, right? They win, but they don't cruise 42-0. Those days are gone. So, so Carolina. Then you got Pittsburgh coming in. That'll be a good game because Pittsburgh's got a good defense. You got that interstate rivalry going on there, and that'll be good. That'll be a good game. And then you got the NFC East. You got to play the Cowboys again. Got to play the Giants again. You got to go down to Washington. So, and they should be winnable games. But like I said, NFC East games, you never know. Look what happened yesterday with the Cowboys and the so you never know. But everything looks favorable. Eagles get home field advantage, get that bye, rest up a little bit, don't have to play wild card weekend. Teams have to go through Philadelphia to get to the Super Bowl. So, but I'm all fired up for the Birds. And should be. What else is there? The Sixers stink. They lost again last night. They got crushed by James Harden and the Clippers. No hope there. Don't get sucked into the Sixers, okay? There's no hope there. These guys are quitting. Joel Embiid is a waste of time. Paul George is hurt. Stop with the Sixers. They suck. The Flyers are a young team. But it's going to be that way, until they get better. They're going to show you some excitement, but are they a great team? No. Phillies are still too far away. Spring training is still 3 months away. So, we're waiting for some free agent signings or some trades. All we really have is the Eagles, and thank God the Eagles are playing well. Don't forget this. Eagles, look at last year. We didn't really have, how many people really thought that the Eagles were going to go far? They must. Not I. I was very worried we wouldn't get Tampa Bay, and we did. So, it's a different story. So, I'm jacked up for the news. So, okay, I gotta tell you, I went to see Wicked yesterday. And it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I've always been a big Wizard of Oz. And I've never seen Wizard of Oz. Remember when they used to show it on TV like once a year around Easter time in the spring? And you're a kid, you get all hyped up for the Wizard of Oz. Oh, it's going to be like Friday night. You got your chips, you got your soda there. Yeah, yeah, you all hunkered down to watch the movie. So, yeah, you know the songs, you know the characters, but still, it was like a big event. It was an event, you know. Like now they show what Mary Poppins is going to be on Thanksgiving Day. That's good. You know, around Easter time, the Ten Commandments are on. You know, like that. That's good. And it's like a staples tradition of the holiday season. So, but back in the day, when I was a kid, they would have the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, that was usually CBS channel. And that was a big deal. You know, you knew the story, yeah, it was happened, but it was a big deal. And what was great was, oh my God, you got color TV in the big mid 60s. You saw it. You saw everything. You saw when Dorothy came through Munchkin Land, you know, all the colors and everything. It was a big deal. It was like you were peeing yourself. What the hell? Anyway, so I saw it. So I liked it. And the songs, you know, here's the deal. I never saw the stage play in Brooklyn. Never read the book. Wicked. Heard about it, you know, heard it was really good, but didn't know what to expect, you know, which was kind of good. You're coming in with freshness. You know, people went to see it there. They know it. They've seen it. All right, that's good too, because now we're talking movie instead of a stage play. But you notice, you noticed. I come in fresh eyes, right? And I'm seeing this stuff and hearing this stuff, and I'm breaking. And it was very spectacular. Maybe it'll bring the movie musical back again. Yep. All these reviewers said, "Oh, we haven't seen a very movie musical like this in Chicago, back in the good old days." So, yeah, but it was really good. I tell you what, the two leads, Cynthia Eviro, I believe her name is, Andrea, um, what the hell's her name? You see what happens? You get to be 120 years old. Ariana Grande. Grande. You get to be 120, you forget shit. Anyway, so, you know, they were magnificent. Their voices blended really well, kind of like McCartney and Lennon. No, I mean, they really blended very well. The songs were fun. The dancing was good. You had stuff. I mean, the eyes, you know, you had all the colors and all the sets. Oh my God, the costumes and the Oz and everything. It was magnificent. So, and you know, it was kind of cool because we all know the story about the Wizard of Oz, but we don't know the backstory. We don't know how it all started. You know, between all these witches, the good witch, the bad witches, and the Wizard of Oz, how he got there, blah blah blah, all that stuff. Pre-Dorothy, the pre, you know, so that was kind of cool. So I was watching the movie, and I wasn't bored. You know, I couldn't take my eyes off it. Once in a while, the chest scores from football, you know. And but I wasn't missing anything because the Eagles were playing to on Sunday night. So I had a good time. So it was very, very good. And I think that part two is going to be next year. Like nothing. That's going to be interesting because how it was, but it leaves off. Yeah, I mean, it starts with the Wicked Witch is dead. We all know that she died. I'm not spoiling it. Dorothy throws a woman on her shoes. Okay. So, yeah, you're in Munchkin. And the thing is, the Wicked Witch is dead. And they're talking about it. I mean, she's dead. It's and Glenda, the good witch, is reminiscing. And she's saying, "Yeah, I used to know her. We were friends at one time. We were friends. But then something happened and we went our own merry." Well, that's what happens. So even over the rainbow. So, so that's how it goes, the relationship, how they knew each other at school. And not to spoil it, but toward the end, it's starting to get into how the one is becomes the wicked witch in the West, and the one becomes the goody two shoes. That's how I'm looking forward to it because we're going to see the witch gets her own castle, the flying monkeys become her servants, and she's just starting to know what happens, you know, and how she wants to take over Oz and stuff. And then we're going to know them. So, you know what I was thinking? This baby's stupid. I don't know. I'm sitting there and I'm watching it. And I'm thinking, how she died. The Wicked Witch of the West died of Dorothy through some water. So I'm thinking, does that mean that the Wicked Witch of the West never took a shower? I mean, she probably stunk to high heaven, right? I mean, you take a shower, but so over there. No, I just thought it had it came to my mind. It's like, well, if it's water, if she can't listen to me, water, Philadelphia, water. If she can't touch water, well then how the hell does she take a shit? Are there even showers hooked up in the castle? I don't know. Inquiring minds want to know. So maybe they'll address, in part two. I'm sure they're going to resolve all the stuff about the witches and the relationship between good and bad and the wizard, blah, blah. Kind of paving the way, so to speak, for Dorothy and the friends come over. I get that. What I'm looking forward to in part two is, does the Wicked Witch in the West ever take a shit? That's what I'm looking for. So, beats me. So anyway, my recommendation, I would say out of 5 stars, I'd give it a 4.5. It's solid entertainment. You can take the kids to it. And there were kids in the theater where we were, they did see movie. And in fact, they even had to say, no singing. There is a performance, get this. There is a performance you can go to where you're allowed to sing. Maybe the words are up on the screen, you could sing along. That's great. If you know the words, I did. Once I know the words, I mean, what we're talking like the Beatles. If they had the Beatles in there, I'd be able to sing. But they did. So, but yeah, I mean, it's good. Solid entertainment on the go. And the thing is, I heard about it. It made like $115 million over the weekend. Gladiator was the Gladiator 2, ranked at like 55 or something, which is okay, but it's no Wicked. Wicked out there. The real test is weekend number 2, because unless you want to see it again, which I would have no problem seeing. That's the real test. The word of mouth. How does it get, right? Does it bring in more people? The second week. And then it's released all over the world, and you got people. We'll see. We'll see. So that was the weekend. And Coco had his yeah. And he enjoyed himself. He had his fake cake, one that squeaks. It's driving him crazy because it was beeping happy birthday all weekend. He got really pissed off. And got a little ducky or squeaking. That pissed him off. But he had a really good. He's won. He's a big thing. So, all in all, and with the Eagles winning Sunday night, that just topped it That was the Jerry Talbot's live weekend. Now we got 3 more days and we're in Thanksgiving. Where the hell is the time going? Right? We'll talk about Thanksgiving tomorrow. I got another movie of the week, classic movie of the week that I'm going to do tomorrow. Okay. Last week we did The Hustler with Jackie Gleason and Paul Newman. And that seemed to go over well. And the week before we did The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly with Clint Eastwood. This week, who knows? But I think I know what I'm talking. And it's a good one. It's a good one. So you're just going to have to tune in and find out. Okay. Well, tonight we got another football game. Hell, these football winners that women who don't like football feel sorry. What kind of football around this time? You got games on practically any day in them, and you got the college games, and you got the high school games going. When I was growing up as a kid, you'd go to the high school game in the morning, and usually it was Phoenixville, right now, or Phoenixville, Spring Forward. That was the 10 o'clock game. You'd be home by noon. You'd have your turkey. You'd put on the Lions, whoever they were playing. And then you got the Cowboys, whoever they were playing. There was never that game. That's new. This is what they're doing. By the way, the Lions are 10.5-point favorites on Thanksgiving over their rival Bears. If that line holds on Thursday, that will be the biggest margin the Detroit Lions are favored over any team on Thanksgiving since 1968. That'll tell you how long it's been since the Lions were good. The Lions have sucked. And if the Eagles weren't good this year, I'd be rooting for them. In fact, last year after the Eagles got down, I said I want the Lions to. Why? Because the Lions have never been to a Super Bowl, let alone win a Super Bowl. The Chiefs are hogs. The Patriots, pigs. We don't want them in again. We don't want them in again. They've had enough. Let's get a new team. So that's the way I feel. But the Lions are good. And so it's home team, and they always play home on Thanksgiving. Always the 12:30. I tell you what, though, when I was a kid, they played outdoors in Detroit. And after they had their big Thanksgiving Day parade, if it snowed, it snowed. Right? If it snowed, it snowed. And you would have that big Thanksgiving Day game. Tradition. And that's what we need. We need more tradition in this world. Thanksgiving Day, okay. And we're going to start watching all Christmas movies coming back. Unless you're a Hallmark fan, then you've been watching the movie. Jolly up the wall. Anyway, all right, so everybody have a good day. Peace and love. Thanks for watching. Go Birds. Next Sunday, we'll talk about the Battle of the Birds. Eagles, Ravens. We'll be talking about that all week. I'll give you my prediction. And it's going to be a lot of fun. The 4:25 game next Sunday. So buckle up, buddy. We've got Saquon Barkley going against Derrick Henry. Frankie. Jalen Hurts against Lamar Jackson. Philadelphia versus Baltimore. The Battle of I-95. I'm hyped up. I invite a good day. Ravens play tonight, playing the Chargers. Who knows? No, take care until tomorrow. And if you get a chance to go see Wicked, do it. Do it. Treat yourself. It's a good movie. Go and see it. Okay. Take care until tomorrow. Bye.